For young people trying to find their way in the world, simply knowing what their options are can be half the battle. And while many will look at university or college straight out of high school, that doesn't appeal to everyone. It also doesn't paint a full picture of what's available in terms of post-secondary education. Joining us now to talk about programs that get young people into on-the-job training in a trade, Quoc Truong, business representative for the Central Ontario Building Trades and a graduate of the Hammerheads, an employment-based training program. And Robert Bronk, CEO of the Ontario Construction Secretariat and organizer of the Future Building Symposium for youth from across the province. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
You've had a busy week. You've been in Mississauga for the Future Building Symposium, and you've been surrounded by students from Ontario between grades 7 to 12. What happened, Robert, this week?
Well, Future Building is a highly interactive event. So what we have is approximately 30 exhibitors, and many of the trades are represented. So kids come, they get to try various different school trades. We have virtual reality equipment, we have hands-on equipment. There's apprentices there so they can interact with apprentices, discover what it's like to be in that trade. So they get a real good taste and feel of what the trades are.
And why do you want students between grades 7 and 12 to be exposed to a symposium like this?
Because our economy depends on it. There's going to be so many workers over the next 10 years. 86,000 are projected to be retiring. We need to put new workers into the system. They need to see what the options are. And this is a great opportunity for them to see that. The economy is going to need these people to build all the infrastructure projects, to build places to live, places to work, means to get to work. There's going to be a lot of jobs coming up in the future.
And is that why you focus on grades 7 to 12?
Yes, because in many cases, they need to know at an earlier age what prerequisites they need to have to get into a particular trade. So they need to know that at least by grade 9. So at grade 9, if they do decide, they may need to take special courses in high school to do that.
And Quoc, you are also part of the symposium. One of the exhibitors is called Hammerheads. Correct. And you've been with them for about 6 years, right?
That's correct.
That's how you started your career? Yeah. What is Hammerheads?
So Hammerheads is a 12-week comprehensive boot camp style program that helps inner city youth get careers in construction. It gets your feet in the doors where you might not have an opportunity to get into the doors. So you get to.
How did you get involved with it?
So I've never swung a hammer in my whole life. So I was working odd jobs here and there, and just sick and tired of always finding different jobs and not having a career. And so I took a leap of faith and I applied to the Hammerhead program, and my life has changed ever since. So.
What happened? How did it change?
Well, so now I wake up every morning with a career. I have a career with good pensions and benefits. Not only that, I have a skilled trade in my repertoire. I'm a certified steam fitter by trade.
And you went to college, right?
Correct.
But college didn't work for you.
No, I went to college for social work, and then that didn't work out for me. And I was a college dropout. But now, Hammerhead gives me an opportunity because now I'm the.
You're mentoring people now too, right?
Correct.
So it kind of went full circle in a way. So
it's rewarding where you get an opportunity to give back to the community, and that's my passion, to be able to give back and work with the kids now. And because I've been through the program, I've been through the struggle, I saw what they've been through, and now be able to give back, it's overwhelming. And now, that's what I do for a living now. So.
And what age group do you?
It's 18 to 26.
Okay. And why that age group?
I think a lot of that age group is when you've tried the school route and you try different areas in life and you have that life experience and you need to start hammering down and trying to find that career and find something to do for the rest of your life. And a lot of times kids in that age bracket are lost and they try to figure themselves out, trying to growing up, you have your parents and mentors and trying to say, you got to go the university route or the college route. And sometimes it doesn't work out for everyone. And so, and construction is not, it's another valuable option for them.
Well, we've been talking about trades. Let's talk about which trades are viable. The Ontario College of Trades, which regulates the industry in the province, lists 150 different trades. And according to the Ontario College of Trades, the top 5 are electrician in construction and maintenance, automotive service technician, truck and coach technician, plumber, refrigeration and air conditioning systems mechanic. Robert, how much money can working in these trades earn a person on average?
In the ICI sector, which is industrial, commercial, and institutional, a journey person who has written their CFQ test.
A journey person?
Journey person, yes.
What does that mean?
A journey person is someone who's written their Red Seal exams called Certificate of Qualification. So that's the equivalent of having your university degree or college diploma. So when you have your C of Q, that's recognized across the country. So you can work in Manitoba, Alberta. Once you have that designation, it's across the country. So you have mobility. But when you have your C of Q and you're a journey person, the ranges are from approximately 75,000 to 100,000 in the union sector, and that doesn't include a pension and benefits, and it also doesn't include overtime. So if you want to work more, you can actually make more than that.
So it's a comfortable life.
It can be very lucrative if you want it to be.
And how about you in your sector, Quoc?
So I'm a certified steam fitter. So I've written my CFQ, and it's with steam fitter you need 9,000 hours and 3 terms of school, which is basic, intermediate, and advanced. And so, and after that you have to write your CFQ, which is to get your red seal.
And for salaries, what kind of salary could you expect?
You're looking about the same, with roughly $75,000 to $100,000 to start. Yeah.
Okay, well, there seems to be a bit of a shortage of women in the trades, and according to this college that I've been referring to, the Ontario College of Trade, only 13% of its members are women. Now, earlier in the hour, we showed an initiative out in Hamilton that's trying to change that by offering free female-only construction courses. What else could schools or the industry do to bring in more women into the industry, Robert?
Well, I think the industry is already starting in that direction. They're not getting a whole lot of publicity over it. The provincial government has been sponsoring pre-apprenticeship programs, and in my previous role as executive director of a training facility at the Painters Union, we partnered with the YWCA over 3 years. We trained exclusively women pre-apprentices, and that was a free program. And now they're partnering with a couple of other trades. So there are a number of pre-apprenticeships available for women, and they're free.
And when you're taking an apprenticeship, are you paid or are you? How does
the pre-apprenticeship program is approximately half a year. So they start off with life skills, how to write a resume, how to do job interview, and if there's any deficiencies in math, those things are improved on. Then they go to a training center. Then they're given all the records of training for all the health and safety. They're called tickets that you need. For example, working at heights, WMIS. They learn how to use a scissor lift or a swing stage, whatever trade-specific equipment. They're taught how to use that, and then they're given a test, so they have that record of training, so the Ministry of Labor is satisfied. Then they're also put through the 8-week basic level apprenticeship. So then they get that training recognized as well. Then they also get some hands-on training, and then they get an 8-week co-op program, which is paid. So when they're finished, they're also given approximately $500 worth of tools. So they might not have known anything about that trade on day one, and after about 26, 28 weeks, they come out with all the tools, basic level apprenticeship, hands-on experience, and an 8-week co-op. So they're highly employable at that point. It's been very successful.
What high school training do they need to get into the trades?
It depends. It can range from grade 10 to grade 12. Depending on the trade, yes.
Do you think that all trades should require students to have a high school diploma so they don't get enticed in dropping out early?
Well, it depends. Again, it depends on the trade. It really is. There's approximately 26 trades in the ICI sector, so there's varying degrees of sophistication in terms of what equipment is being used. I mean, you have, of course, electricians, but then you might have a general labor. So the sophistication's different.
So it's grade 10 or grade 12,
yeah,
right?
you can't make a generalization.
But it should be a minimum of grade 10.
Yeah, it is a minimum grade 10.
But which subjects should they focus on?
Math.
I'd say math and your sciences.
Okay.
Math and literacy, being able to read. I mean,
why?
Being able to read a manual. If you're going to be using equipment, just being able to read the manual or reading, for example, health and safety issues, WMIS. So you need to be able to read. If you're going to be exposed to toxic materials, you have to be able to read that material data sheet to see, what to avoid, what personal protection equipment you need, what to do if an accident happens. So they need to have they need to be literate in that to that extent.
And why math?
Math, construction requires math every day on the job site. So I remember on the job site doing trigonometry every day as a steam fitter. And in high school, I was like, oh man, I wish I paid more attention to trigonometry in high school. So I gotta, you can't just build beautiful infrastructure without, with education now. And so with the new technologies on the horizon, you need that, that math skills, that literacy skill, because it's, we're not that dumb construction worker anymore. And construction is ever evolving, we're changing.
And is there still that kind of stigma around what a construction worker is?
If you walk around with a construction hat, you'll get that look like, oh, this guy smells, he's dirty. But at the end of the day, you make you make a lot of money, and you make, you make high wages, and so you go home and it's fulfilling. At the end of the day, you get to you build Toronto, you build the city, right? So.
And physics too, I'm assuming would be an important subject for
some of the trades, for sure, especially electrician. But the other thing is, in Canada, we're almost, you almost have to be bilingual in terms of metric and imperial. Officially, we're metric, and any government job will be in metric. But if any of the equipment or any of the shop drawings that come from the United States, they're in imperial. So in high schools, they tend to concentrate on metric. So we've noticed that there's a bit of a weakness when it comes to fractions, for example, and using just a simple tape measure. What's 1/8 of an inch? Kids aren't taught inches very much. Whereas when I was in high school, it was all imperial. Metric's easy because it's just decimal. But when you get to, like 3 feet, 4 3/4 inches plus 4 feet, 5 1/3, then it gets to, well, how do I add that? How do I add those two numbers? Whereas metric, it's just 1.357.
So do you think that the education system should change to keep up with the times?
Well, there are courses for numerical literacy for the trades. And they actually will focus on what kind of math skills you do need for the trades. And fractions is one thing, trigonometry is another. Things are getting more and more complicated. People are using more and more innovative and technological tools on the job. Glazers are typically using lasers now. You saw what the glass was in the ROM. I mean, that's pretty, high-tech stuff. And when you look at a lot of the buildings downtown Toronto, and you look at just the exterior.
I mean, they're works of art.
Yes, they are. They have become that. And sometimes things have to be fabricated on the site, and you have to be able to adapt and make things fit.
So no dumb construction worker.
No,
stereotype.
I mean,
when I was in high school, a long time ago, we did home ec. Do you think that trades should be mandatory in schools?
I think shops is a great idea. Just going back to when I was longer than you, we took woodworking, plastics, but we also took, automotive. I mean, a lot of the things you don't do now. We learned how to do the timing and grease the car, but just basic things like how do you check the oil, change a tire, but even using hand tools, how to use a drill, all those kind of life skills, I think are important and are missing when I look at the generation of kids now. They don't know how to use a hand drill. To me, my father taught me in grade 1. I was using drills, in grade 1, where now it's totally a different world.
Right. I've never swung a hammer in my life, so unfortunately for me, there was the Hammerhead program, and I got to expose to 25 different trades where I got to see every single particular trade and how to use particular trades and different tools and things of that nature. And an apprentice, as an apprentice, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know anything. You learn while you get paid to do the job. So.
And I'm guessing you to be curious, because for post-secondary education, you usually get to pick your courses, but for the trades, I'm guessing it's different. Like the trade picks you, right?
Or you pick the trade. I mean, there's such a wide range of trades, and that's one of the reasons why we have future building is, a painter is totally different than a sheet metal worker, and is totally different than an iron worker, and is totally different, than a glazier. So it's.
Is it different for Hammerheads though?
Well, Hammerheads is different. It's where you got to keep an open mind, because you don't know what trades are out there for you, and you don't know what your skill sets are, and so you get. For example, every week you go to a different training centers, and then so you get yourself exposed, and then the training directors will see how you fit in that particular trade, because you don't know better. If you've never done construction before, you don't know the skills that you need, and so these directors and trainer directors, and they will guide you through that process. And so for me, fortunately, I became a steam fitter, and I've never looked back ever since. So it's been 6 years, and I'm still going.
Now, for anybody watching, for parents who might be watching, or for even students who are trying to figure out what to do next in their life, what advice would you give them to maybe choose trades?
I would highly recommend them to look at the options. I think a lot of people basically know about, the 5 main construction, plumber, electrician, etc. There's 26 trades. But there's a number of career paths that you can go to. You're not going to be stuck with a hammer and a drill or getting dirty the rest of your life. You can get into project management, estimating. You can become a supervisor, foreman, and you can be your own boss, start your own contracting company. So there's a number of possibilities that once you get your journeyman status, your CFQ, you can branch out to a lot of different careers. You're not just stuck outside for the next 30 years.
So that's what happened to me, but pretty much. I got my license as a steam fitter, and now I'm the business rep for the building trade. So I'm off the tools now, and I'm doing something totally different. Where I initially wanted to be a social worker. Now I'm be able to give back to the Hammerhead program, and it has gone full circle for me as well. So,
and to influence the younger people coming up behind you. Robert and Quoc, thank you so much for giving us such great insight into something that we don't really usually hear about.
Thank you.
It's been nice of you to make some time for us. Thank you.
The Agenda with Steve Bacon is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario, helping businesses stay on the right side of change with strategic thinking, insightful decisions, and business leadership. Are you on the right side of change? Ask an Ontario CPA.